Welcome to the Tissue Box Podcast. I'm your host, Pam Jordan. Welcome to another episode, another inspiring episode of the Tissue Box Podcast, where we unfold stories that move and motivate. Today, we are thrilled to have an exceptional guest with us, Jabriel Crawford, Mr. Jabriel Crawford. Jabriel is on a heartfelt mission to share his story with the world, aiming to uplift and empower many people. We're incredibly proud of Jabriel's journey, his courage, his dedication, and we're even more excited to discuss his upcoming book, Penitentiary Hustle. Excited about that. Join us as we dive into his experiences and discover the inspiration behind his powerful narrative. Stay tuned for an enlightening conversation that promises to resonate long after the episode ends. We welcome Mr. Jabriel Crawford. Hey, Braille.
Thank you. How you doing?
How you doing? You're so cute.
Thank you.
Guys aren't cute. Guys are handsome. And just so, let me just get this out. The dimples, they doing what they need to do. Okay? Now you're blushing? We're having fun. We're just going to have a great conversation. Again, super excited to have you here today to talk about your journey. So tell us a little bit about you. Who is Jabriel Crawford?
My name is Jabriel Crawford. You know, I was born and raised in Florence, North Florence to be exact. I'm the author of Penitentiary Hustle. Also got other books coming, Penitentiary Hustle 2.
Okay.
And it'll be on Amazon, you know, and I'll be selling them myself, you know. I was back and forth from New Jersey because, you know, my father's from Jersey. So I've been back and forth here and there. But most of my life I've been in Florence.
Okay. All right. So tell us about your journey. So let's talk about Penitentiary Hustle. Can we talk about Penitentiary Hustle first? So tell us a little bit about the book. How did the book come to be? Because obviously you've spent some time behind bars, right? So tell us about your experiences there and where did Penitentiary Hustle come from?
Okay. Well, I started writing when I was in prison. And I got caught with a cell phone. When I got caught with a cell phone, they put me in lockup, which is solitary confinement. And basically you're in a room by yourself, you know, nobody to talk to or whatever, unless you yell through the door. So back then in solitary confinement, we couldn't get no pencil, no papers, no food, no nothing. They give us the food that they cook, but we don't get like canteen and nothing. So what happened was I ended up speaking to someone that worked back there, which was an inmate, but they come from general population. And you know, they be sweeping or whatever. And I told them like I get my people on the street to cash out them some money so I could get a few material that I needed. So I sent him like $30, $40. I can't remember the number, but he had ended up giving me a pen and a whole lot of paper and some coffee. So I used that right there and started writing my book. And Penitentiary Hustle, I really wrote that because I wanted people out here in society to understand that it's more than just somebody back there doing time. Like, it's really some brilliant brothers back there, you know?
Okay.
Like, that really can be scholars, that really know history, that know a lot of things, you know? So the book basically, it's based on a dude by the name of Gucci. You know, it's based on a true event. By the name of Gucci, he got locked up when he was a DJJ, and he got transferred to prison. And he go through a lot of trials and tribulation with gangs and a whole lot of things. I don't want to give away too much information about the book, but it's based on a true event.
Okay. So how long were you there?
I did 9 years and 4 months.
Okay. Was that your first time?
No, that wasn't my first time.
So can we talk about what got you there?
Yeah, most definitely. All right, well, when it all started out, because I want to be more specific with it.
Okay.
Well, what
Come
happened
on with the
was,
specifics.
yeah, I gotta be specific. So, what happened was back in like 2013, it was like a drug epidemic going on, you know, and it was my birthday actually,
Okay.
and I wanted to, you know, do something out of the normal. I wanted to have fun, you know, and I was only like 21 or 20 at the time, you know. So around that time, the rapper Future, I don't know if you know who Future is.
Oh, yes.
But they were rapping about Molly, and that thing was really, doing the thing, you know.
Yeah.
And what happened was, I just wanted to try some Molly. You see what I'm saying? So I did the Molly, and it kind of like, it made me feel a certain type of way. You understand what I'm saying? It's like,
Can you describe how you felt when you tried it?
it made me feel like untouchable. You know what I'm saying? Nobody couldn't really stop me. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
You know, like, you know, I hate to even dwell on it, but that's just fact. That's just the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So after that, I just kept doing the Molly. I kept doing
You
it.
like the way it made you
I
feel.
like the way it made me feel. You
You
know?
felt like you were like on top of the world, maybe?
Yeah, untouchable. Nobody could stop me. Nobody couldn't tell me nothing. And remind you, I'm only 20 years old at the time. You know? So yeah, so nobody couldn't tell me or nothing. So, but I wanted to be in the street. You know, I didn't want to
You
work.
wanted to be in the
I wanted to
street.
be in the street. Like,
Do you think it was the Molly that made you want to be in the street, or did you
no.
want to be in the street?
All right,
Period.
I was raised in North Lawn. North Lawn is the gutter already. You understand what I'm saying? But when I say I wanted to be in the street, I wanted to be the man. You understand what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people don't understand, but when you, like, okay, I was raised in North Lawn on Brunson Street. Brunson Street, you know, it got this reputation of drugs, you know, they getting money like this, getting money like that. And I wanted to do that. To be honest, like, I wanted to do that. I wanted to be basically like a product of my environment. You understand what I'm saying? But anyway, the Molly made me, okay, I tried to sell drugs. You know what I'm saying? But I couldn't, the money was coming too slow for me. It was coming
Really?
too slow. I couldn't stand in one spot and sell drugs all day. That wasn't me. The Molly made me want to move around.
Move around how? I
Like,
guess.
I couldn't, like, okay, back then we used to stand in front of a store. And we used to sell drugs in front of the store. But
How old were you when you were doing
like
this?
2021.
Okay.
But we couldn't, but I didn't want to stand there all day and just sell these drugs. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wouldn't, like, you know, you got certain people that can sell drugs. That wasn't for me. You know, I tried to do it, but I couldn't. And the Molly made me want to move around. Like, I ain't gonna say, because Molly do certain people certain ways. So I can't speak for everybody. I don't speak for myself.
Right.
But it made me, like, I'd be in one spot for 5 minutes. Next minute I'm over there. Next minute I'm over here. It made,
And while you're moving, what are you doing? You just
doing anything, like whatever it was, I just couldn't stay in one spot for too long. But what the Molly made me do was, it made me aggressive. So I started robbing people.
okay.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Yeah, I started robbing people. Like, you know, one of my first robberies, which I was convicted of it, so it ain't like I'm like telling on myself, because it's already, you know. But one of my first robberies, I called somebody that I was getting drugs from. And when I called them, I acted like I wanted the drugs or whatever, but I ain't had no money to get the drugs, you know. So, but I already knew I was gonna rob them.
You already knew you were going to do
Yeah, I
it.
already knew I was gonna rob them. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no money to buy these drugs, but I want to rob him for.
Because you wanted the drugs.
Yeah, I wanted the money. I was robbing him. You know what I'm saying? For the drugs, the money, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? But this Molly had me.
This was the Molly talking. The Molly
This the
wanted to
Molly
do this.
Exactly.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't care what happened. I felt like I couldn't be touched. I couldn't be stopped. That's how I felt.
Wow.
So when I called him, I told him I need such and such, whatever the case may be. And then when he came, you know, I got in the car, you know, and he pulled out whatever I had asked for. I couldn't remember the number, whatever. And I just pulled out the gun, you know, no mask or nothing, you know, let me get it, you know, whoop, whoop. And when I did it, you know, to make a long story short on that right there, you know, I got the money and it was quick. It wasn't something that I had to work for. It wasn't nothing that I had to stand on the block for. The same amount of money that I robbed him for, the drug that I robbed him for, some people might go to work and make that in a week or 2 weeks or whatever the case may be. So it came more faster.
So you pulled a gun on him.
Mm-hmm.
And what did he do next?
He gave me the money, and I got out of the car and I left, and that was that.
And you kept doing that.
Exactly, I kept doing it. I don't want to blame everything on the Molly, but because it was me too, you know what I'm saying. But that was a big because I think like the sober me, if I did rob somebody being sober, I would at least put on a mask. I would have thought about it a little bit more. But it's broad daylight. I robbing them in broad daylight. People out there, literally, like people out there robbing, and that was that. And I didn't think of the consequences of, because this man can kill me. He can come back for me, you know.
Right,
it's not like I killed him or anything, and like he couldn't get a gun and come back for me, or he can come for my family, anything.
Right.
But my mind wasn't thinking that far. My mind was only thinking for the moment, like I need this money. Let me get this money. What he gonna do?
And what were you doing with the money when you got it? When you robbing people,
that's the crazy thing, you know. As I think about it now,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really like, cause I wasn't saving no money. I wasn't buying no assets. I wasn't doing nothing with it. You know what I'm saying? I was really just
for the thrill of it.
Yeah, I was robbing and spending the money the same day, waking up ready to rob somebody else the next day. Well, like, and I'm ashamed of it today, but I'm proud of it because it made me who I am.
Who
today.
you are today.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not like I don't shy away from it. Like, you know, I tell how it is because that's what made me who I am today. So yeah, so
what landed you though in prison? Okay,
well, that was I got convicted of 3 armed robberies, kidnapping, burglary first, and a couple gun charges. Those was all my charges. But the Molly had me so gone to the point where, first I want to say this. I don't think a lot of people understand that they think just because you're not on crack, that you're not addicted to the drug as a crack fiend or crackhead is addicted to the crack. But the Molly actually had me to where I wanted the Molly every day. You know what I'm saying? But it had me so gone to the point where I had when I had robbed somebody, it was my last robbery. Matter of fact, when I had robbed somebody, I robbed them for their car. Took their car, took the money and everything. And I rode around in the car for like 2 days. You know, I rode like it was my car or something, you know what I'm saying? Well, I rode around in for like 2 days. And I ended up robbing somebody else in that car. And when I robbed somebody else in that car, I left and was going to the club. It was late night. I was going to the club, knowing that they done called and reported their car stolen, you know? So I went to the club and the police surrounded me in the club parking lot. And I was just chilling. Like the police knocked on the door. He was like, "No, you kick back, ain't it?" And I'm like, "What's up?" You know, I'm like, "What's up?" And he was like, "I got the car." Like, "I got the car. What you got going on?" But anyway, he ended up locking me up. Of course. No, he locked me up and charged me with all these crimes or whatever. But that night he only charged me with armed robbery, kidnapping, and burglary first. When I got to the county, I ended up, when I woke up the next morning, they had warrants slid up under my door for 2 more armed robberies. Things that I already had warrants for, but they just didn't come to get me yet. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I was on the street and I already had warrants, you know? And some of these warrants were from 6 months ago that I done did. You know, I done forgot about these robberies. I had to actually read the Rule 5 just to see like, okay, what they speaking about. You know what I'm saying? when they broke it down and who said I did what, I'm like, okay, no, I do remember this happening. You know what I'm saying? But I actually slept for like probably like 3 days.
You slept for 3 days?
Yeah, like missing when they came around for child, not going out for recreation, not doing that because my body was tired. You know,
It was you were trying to get the
like just from running the street, like just from being, because you can be high on Molly or whatever drug people do. Like you can be high to the point where you think you're not tired, but your body tired. So when the drugs come off, you just crash, like your body just crashed. So I slept for like 3 days straight. Like by the time I woke up, got everything together, I sat down and it dawned on me like, well, I'm locked up now for armed robbery. I'm locked up all these charges, boy. Like,
so it didn't dawn on you till a few days
yeah,
later?
it didn't really dawn on me until then. Like, boy, I'm locked up for armed robbery. And I know armed robbery carry the minimum of 10 years. Kidnapping carry the minimum of 30 years. Unless you're talking about a deal or something. Other than that, you're going to get the 10 years for armed robbery. You're going to get that.
So where were you mentally when that started to sink in? When you sat there and you were telling yourself, man, this is where I am. And this is what I'm facing. I mean,
yeah.
30, 40.
I ain't know how I was gonna do it, to tell you the truth. Like, no, I knew I had to do it because I wasn't naive with prison. I was familiar with prison. I knew about it because I done did prison. I never did that amount of time. I did like 4 years before.
Okay.
So I wasn't. I knew about prison. I knew if they give you that 10, you gotta do that 10. They give you 20, you gotta do that 20. So but facing all that time, I can't really even say how I felt, man. It was like I was all over the place. I was really trying to forget about it. Then I was sober. So it's like, now it's like I'm thinking hard, thinking about my kids, thinking about a lot, thinking about my mama, thinking about my grandma, thinking about everybody, And it's like, but you can't change it.
Right.
It already done. So it's like, you just deal with it day by day, especially in the county. So but I ended up getting a lawyer.
Okay.
So when I end up getting a lawyer, he broke down a lot of things to me which made sense, But if I didn't get the lawyer, they probably would have got me because they were trying to offer me 30 years, to plead guilty to everything. But when I hollered at my lawyer, he told me I didn't really kidnap nobody, I didn't put nobody in the car. I didn't do none of that, But sometimes if you go rob somebody and tell them to go over here or go over there, they can try to charge you with kidnapping or whatever. And I didn't burglarize that. You understand what I'm saying? Cause like whenever I did rob, I probably went into a house, but I probably knew the person, and the person let me in, and I robbed the person. You understand what I'm saying? But I didn't burglarize nothing. So they ended up dropping my burglary first charge, and they dropped my kidnapping. Not pleading not guilty to it, but it's like I don't have to plead guilty to it.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That makes sense. So I ended up pleading guilty to 3 armed robberies and some gun charges. They ran it all concurrent. So they gave me 11 years, which I had to do 85%, which is 9 years and 4 months.
Wow.
That's how I ended up getting my time.
What were those years like for you in there? I mean, I can't even imagine. And with you being as young as you were,
it was definitely a blessing. Well, when I first, and the reason why I said it, because like when I first got in, I was trying to find myself. After I got sentenced and got shipped to prison, I was trying to find myself, still trying to see how I was gonna get through these years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But my roommate, he an elder. He I think he probably was like 50 at the time. But one thing he told me, he said, you can make prison, you can make it a school, you can make it college, you can make it a war zone, you can make it whatever you want to make it. You understand what I'm saying? And when he told me that, he gave me a book. You know, it's by Elijah Muhammad.
Okay.
And it's called Message to the Black Man. Message to the Black Man. It kind of got into a whole lot of things. That's when I found out who I was as a black man and what we went through as black people. And at that moment, I changed my religious belief. I stopped eating meat. You know, I ain't ate meat in some years. I stopped smoking, stopped drinking. I stopped doing drugs. Because back there in prison, you got the opportunity to do drugs now. And so like it's plenty of drugs in there. So it's not like I wasn't around it so I couldn't do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I had the opportunity to do it, but I didn't do it, you know, and I was real proud of myself. You know, I even felt better, you know, so that's why I say it's a blessing that I was back there. But I surrounded myself with a lot of good brothers that helped me through my time, you know, and I read a lot of books by Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X, Louis Farrakhan, you know, George Jackson. A lot of brothers.
You did a lot of reading.
Yeah, a lot of reading. And it elevated my mind. You know, I started working out. I started going to school. I went to school for welding. I got my own welding degree.
Okay.
You know, so I was real proud of myself. Wrote my book, all that.
Do you think you would have been able to do any of that prior to
No.
going to prison? Because I understand where you said you came from, the area you came from. Obviously, that had a tremendous amount of influence as to, you know, the crowds you surrounded yourself in. So you got in with the wrong crowd.
Exactly.
And started making these out of box decisions to.
You talking when I was home?
Yeah, when you were home before all of the trouble, before all of the darkness came in, and you were there in your home, in your hometown.
Yeah.
How did you get to the point when you where did the introduction to drugs come from? I understand you said that in that neighborhood, a lot of that took place.
Yeah, most definitely. Well, yeah, it was just a product of the environment. You know, living in North Lawn, you're gonna hear about Molly, you're gonna hear about drugs, you're gonna hear about this, you're gonna hear about that. Like, but running with the wrong crowd, that was more of where the violence came in at, you know, where I seen a lot of violence. But one thing, I've always been a leader. So I never blamed the wrong crowd on what I did, even though I was with the wrong crowd. You know, they wasn't the type of brothers that'll tell me, hey, slow down now, what you got going on?
Oh, they want
slow down a little bit. Nah, they with it. You know, they with what I got going on. But I did needed that person to sit me down like, man, what you doing? Sit down.
And you didn't have that?
Nah, because my grandma always tell me, no, you give me good advice. But as a child, you don't really, well, I ain't gonna say you, but I'm only speaking for me. It's like, you need more than that grandma to actually say something.
As a man, you think? Or?
Yeah, as a, I don't know if it's just a man thing or what, but when you out there when you in the street, it's like you need that, somebody that you look up to. Because, all right, my father, he always been in my life now, but he'll tell you this, like, we like brothers. You know, he not like, which is a good thing. I'm not taking nothing from him. You know, I'm not taking nothing from him. But he had me at a young age. So it's like we kind of like grew up together somewhat. You know, he gave me a lot of knowledge. But when it came to a father, see, I don't want nobody to take it the wrong way.
I understand.
You know what I'm saying?
I understand.
But like when it came to like, okay, well, for one, he was in New Jersey a lot. You know, that's for one. So while I was in Florence, he wasn't there to actually guide me and tell me the things that a father needed to tell me. You understand what I'm saying? But when he did come, he did tell me. Even if he don't make them good choices himself, he made sure he tell me, like, all right, man, I live long enough now, you such and such, now don't do this. This gonna lead you this way. Like, you can do this. But majority of my time in Florence, I was in the street, and with the wrong crowd. But I was the leader though, and so I'll never blame them for my mistake.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you talk about the violence that you've seen. What does that violence look like that you saw when you were in the streets?
Well, first of all, when I was young, before I was even in the street, when I was like 8, 9 years old, my uncle had passed away. His name Baba. He got killed at a club or whatever. And when he got killed, all I knew was everybody was saying that, somebody from another hood did it, another territory or whatever, they did it. And then the beef carried on. More people got killed, people that I looked up to, and good brothers, they got killed. Some innocent people got killed just in crossfire, and then our house got shot up. I was only like 9, 10 years old. Me, my mother, and my stepfather. House got shot up. But at that point, it made me realize, and I'm young, but it made me realize, like, I'm from North Florence. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people think you just like, okay, I'm from North Florence, and they're against us. You understand what I'm saying? Like, the other East Florence, West Florence, South Florence, whatever, they're against us. They taking all these brothers, sisters away from us, and it made me feel like they was against us, So I grew up with the mentality of, I'm from North Florence. Like, every picture that I had when I was young, I was throwing up North Florence. It was North Florence this, North Florence that. Because I felt like I was actually from North Florence.
Right.
But now that I got older, just because you from North Florence, that don't mean you have to live like you from North Florence. You understand what I'm saying? But at that time, I didn't really understand that. Like, I'm from North Florence, like, because it was really like, we might go to some games or something where East Florence and North Florence there, and North Florence and East Florence fighting. You from North Florence, so you gonna get in, even if you act like you ain't in the mix or you ain't from North Florence, they know you from North Florence. They know Brad from North Florence. They jump you, you know what I'm saying? So you can't take that away from where you from. You from North Florence,
Wow.
So, and every time somebody got killed or shot or stabbed from North Florence, my grandma, she was a big face in North Florence, and as soon as something happened, they'll call her. Mom, such and such you got shot, which was to be Pacific. Pup, my homeboy Pup, he was older than me, but he ended up getting shot on the park. My grandma was like one of the first person everybody called. Hey, Pup just got shot on the park. We go down there. He was laying on the park, and he hadn't got shot. The police.
Did you see him?
Yeah, I seen him. Everybody was out there. Like, I guess they had something on the park, but my grandma stayed around the corner, so it wasn't nothing for us to get in the car and go down there. And they was still trying to bring him back. Everybody followed them to the hospital.
And you're seeing this at 9?
I'm not exactly sure how old I was, but I know I wasn't 13 or 12. This happened like, I don't want to get no wrong date, but I'm not sure how old I was, but I had to be like 10, somewhere around there, 10, 11, 9, somewhere around there.
So at that age, did you understand what you were seeing when you knew what was happening?
Yeah, I understood what was happening, but it happened so much. Like, I can go on and on about how many people got killed from North Florence, and from North Florence at that time. Every day I was wearing a different T-shirt in elementary, going to school with, with different faces on, like Vava, Pup, Taylor. I can go, like, the list go on and on, So it's like, it made me feel like that was the norm.
What did that do to you? Because I see how emotional you are right now talking about him so many years later. What did it do to you at the time? Do you remember what you felt when you saw him lying there in a pool of blood and everybody all around him? Do you remember how that made you feel?
I was really, at that point, I was really numb to it.
Yeah.
Because it's like, it was happening all the time. Like, I'm telling you, it happen all the time. Like, people dying every day. But so it was just like that what goes on. Like that what my mindset at the time. Like that what goes on and influence. Like you gonna die. Like, you know. But
What do you think? What do you think made you say to him that you didn't think you could die? Where did that come from?
I don't know the conversation verbatim. Like I just know we were sitting on my grandma's porch. And I don't know if somebody had died recently or what, but we was on the porch and we were talking. And I just remember that line.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just remember him sitting there. He was just telling me, you know what I'm saying? He said some more things, you
Right.
know, but I just can't remember it verbatim. Like, I wish I could remember everything he just said, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I told him I don't think I could die. I don't know why I said that.
You don't know why you
But I
said
was a
that.
child, though. You know,
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly how I was, but I was a child. So, you know, we say some things, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
And so when you see that type of violence or you see that type of stuff happening around you everywhere you go, and you feel like you just accept it, you just accept that this is the way that it is, you know, and let me just get with the program.
just get with the program. It either you in it anyway. You know, it ain't like you grown and you can just move from the hood.
So where was your family though? Did your
My
mom,
mother
your
was there,
grand
but she had 2 jobs. You know,
oh
matter of
yeah.
fact, she still worked the cotton division in the day. Like she probably be at the cotton division at night, at the other job in the daytime. You know, so she didn't really have time to actually monitor me. You know what I'm saying? And my father, he was in New Jersey or whatever. You know, so I didn't really have my parents. My mother was doing what she was supposed to do. She was at work. You know, but she not there when I get home from school, and you know, I go to my grandma's house, and my grandma, she was older, so she got, you know, it'd probably be a whole lot of kids over there, because I got a big family, you know, so about 20 years over there, she can't see what everybody going on,
Right.
what everybody doing, she can't see that. So, it's not their fault, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was around me, and, you know, I was out there, you know, getting into what I can get into, and, you know, everybody dying or whatever the case may be, so I got in with it, you know?
You got in with it,
Yeah.
and this drug that you were taking made you feel better than that. It made you feel like you were in control, that you had power, that you were on top of the world. Nobody could touch you,
Yeah, most
and you
definitely.
wanted to feel that way. You liked that feeling.
Yeah, I like that feel at the time.
At the time, yeah.
I like that. I like that feeling. You know, felt like I couldn't die. You know what I'm saying? Felt like nobody could stop me or whatever. But that was a lie. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They can kill me at any time they want to. But I was just blessed by the universe that, you know, always made. Far as I ain't gonna say I made the right decision, because I always made wrong decisions. I'm gonna just say that. Put it like this: the the universe guided me so good to the point where, like, say like if I was in a club or something. If I was in a club and I could get this feeling, you know, because I remember one time specifically, I was in a club and I was by myself, and it was 2 dudes, man. I still remember their face, but I don't know 'em. But when they walked in, it was like I don't know if they looked at me the wrong way or what, but when they looked at me, something in the universe, it told me like, man, they coming for you. You know, like, now, I could be wrong
Right.
about my instinct, you know what I'm saying? But I trust my instinct. I trust my first thought. And while they were looking, you know, because they looked like they wasn't even supposed to be, because the club was in North Lawn. And when you go to the club on the weekend, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been there like almost every night. You know, I love going to the club. And when I go, it's basically the same faces in there every night, because it's not no big club, it's a small club.
Right.
So I can see that you don't even look like you even belong in here. Like, who is you? You know what I'm saying? I know almost everybody that come to the club. So I just felt that vibe, you know? And as soon as they turned this way and turned that way, I left, you know? I was going out the back door, you know what I'm saying? But it just them type of situation and going with my first mind, I think that, which was, I give it to the universe. I give all blessings to the universe. that it guided me to the point where I never been shot. I never been stabbed. Been in prison 9 years and some change. Never had to stab nobody. Never been stabbed. But I seen people get stabbed. Never had to have a knife. You know what I'm saying? Because, not saying I'm the biggest, baddest. Nah, it's just that once I got in prison, I carried myself to the point where if I got into something, they gonna say, "Oh, that boy, man, don't, y'all can shoot that round real quick. Y'all can fight." You know, because I've been in plenty fights.
So you have been in fights.
But my first instinct ain't to go get a knife. You got some people that go get a knife as soon as they get into something. Go get his knife. No, they go to the room, whatever, shoot around, fight, get it over with. I done been in multiple fights, but I never had to go to a knife. I never had to go to a knife when I got into a fight before. So thanks to the universe that I never been stabbed, never had to stab nobody or whatever. So.
Wow. So you did your 9+ years.
9 years and 4 months.
9 years and 4 months. What did 9 months, 9 years, 4 months, and 1 day look like? The day that you got out, what did that look like?
Oh yeah, it was good, man. It was a blessing. But I had a whole lot of plans, which I'm still, I had a whole lot of plans for my future, what I wanted to do. The main thing was staying free. That was the main thing that at the top of the list, staying free, no matter what. I don't care if I'm struggling or what. But when you back there, especially for them amount of years,
right?
We think we know a lot. You understand what I'm saying? But the world be done changed so much, that you can't really know what's going on out there in the world. But in my head, I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna go get this job. As soon as I go get this job, I'm gonna save this right here. I'm gonna, get me a car. I'm gonna do this. I ain't gonna go to the club. I'm gonna do. I don't do drugs, so I'm good. How can I lose? That my mind state when I was in prison about to come home. I'm like, well, I'm straight. So, but when I came home, it was a lot of obstacles. It was a lot of, I'm still fighting to the day. Like anything, like got a job through the temp agency. As soon as I got a job, they laid me off. They laid everybody that was a part of the temp agency off. You know what I'm saying? But who would have thought of that when I'm in prison? You know what I'm saying? So you're not putting that in your plan. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You ain't putting that in your
I feel you.
So, and a couple months, a month or two after I came home, child support hit me, because, I ain't gonna get too deep in because I don't want to act like I'm bashing my baby mama because I love all my baby mama. I treat them with respect, but get on child support, for 2 kids, by the same, by the same woman. And, so that hit me. After that hit me, the PO want his money. The PO want his money. He don't care about what you talking about. But I wasn't the one that was selling drugs back there. You get what I'm saying? So I don't have a lot of money that I'm coming home to or whatever case may be.
Right.
I was one of them ones where I want to write this book. I don't want to go to lockup. I don't want to go to solitary confinement and do my time.
You were changed.
Exactly. So I want to sit right here where I can get my visit. Whenever grandma want to come see me, she gonna come see me. You know what I'm saying? Mama gonna come see me. Sister gonna come see me. I don't want to have to tell them, "Oh, you can't come this week because they took my visitation." Nah, I'm straight. So I wasn't selling drugs the way I was saving money up or nothing. So when I came home, I had to get on my feet. And it was and some of my baby mamas do understand that. Like some of them is understandable. Like, nah, get yourself together real quick. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But I I did well. You know what I'm saying? Time to time, I do this, I do that. We went to Florida. Do this. But anyway, I don't want to get off track. But it's just a lot of things that hit you when you come home that you ain't prepared.
Right.
And you can't prepare for it. Because
Right.
you don't know what the streets is like. You don't know what the world is like while you back there for 9, 10 years, 15 years.
A lot of things change.
But you try to prepare to the best of your ability. So,
So how did you deal with that mentally? The distractions, maybe like the disappointments, like when you got laid off, you got your job. I'm sure you were super excited about that.
Yeah,
You know, and then you get laid off, you deal with that disappointment. And then with the child support hitting you, you deal with that disappointment. That's hitting you back to back. Then the PO wants his money. You're dealing with that back to back. Where is mentally, where are you? How are you dealing with that?
Luckily, I'm blessed, to have a big support system,
Okay.
So, I'm not ashamed to say, my mother helped me out time to time, my grandmother, because they see me trying.
Right.
As long as they see you, as long as my parents see me trying and they know I'm doing the best that I can, they're gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? So, and I just feel bad for the people that come home to no support.
Right.
Probably ain't got a mother to, be like, to get this helping hand from. They probably don't got this grandmother like I got. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes they be forced to, it's sad, but sometimes they forced to go back to the streets. Only thing they know to make that quick dollar. You know what I'm saying? Then get jammed back up and go back to the system. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But lucky for me, and thanks to the universe that I didn't really have to, I always kept a smile on my face. You know what I'm saying? No matter how hard it get, no matter what's going on, I know I'm gonna be good. As long as I'm free. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what happens. As long as I'm free.
You're not going back.
What? You can't pay me to go back. No, you can't pay me to go back. No, I don't care how hard it get.
Right.
You can't pay me to go back.
So you're definitely on the right path.
Yeah, man. You are, yeah, most definitely.
So Penitentiary Hustle, some of the things that you're talking about in Penitentiary Hustle, and I'm guessing that from the title, it's your hustle while you were.
Well, okay, the story is not based on me.
Okay.
But it's based on true event.
Okay.
But the character, his nickname is Gucci.
Are these from the people that you were behind bars with?
Yeah. Matter of fact, on the cover, it actually got him on it.
Okay.
His real name Jeffrey Samuels, which is in the book. He's still doing time today. You know what I'm saying? But I think he probably got like 8 more years or something like that. But I dedicated the book to the Lee County riot that happened in 2018. I don't know if you familiar with it, but it was like seven inmates that died in the prison riot. I think you probably can look it up on Google or something. But a lot of brothers had died in that riot. I dedicated to them. But the book is basically, based on true event to where a lot of people getting money. But but it's so many people. It's not just based on one person.
Okay, so it's different stories from behind bars.
Exactly. You got a me in there. Like not me specifically, but you got a me in there. Somebody that conscious, that reading, elevating daily, meditating, staying out of trouble. But you also got that one that, getting however you can get it. Selling drugs, getting it through however they get it. And, so you got a whole lot of. And you got some people that do their time by getting high. Some people that get drunk all day. They just want to forget about reality. So you got a whole lot of different characters in the book. But the main character is Gucci. Real good brother.
Okay.
Real good brother.
So let me ask you this. Do you think your path would have been different when you first got in there and after those 3 days that you slept and your cellmate gave you those wise words and then gave you that book? What do you think would have happened if you hadn't had that conversation with him and he hadn't supplied you with the book that he did and reached out to you? Do you think things would have been different for you?
Yeah, most definitely. Because I probably would have ended up, because I was trying to find my own self, like a new me, But I probably would have ended up with the wrong crowd in there, and ended up doing things that majority of them do, like, sell drugs, trying to get enough money to where I could send home or, save money so when I get home I don't have to try to find a job or whatever. I would have probably, try to sell some drugs or whatever, But I definitely couldn't see myself, I definitely can't see myself going down that path without that brother. You know, that brother really helped me. And his name Mimi, by the way. He's still doing time. I think I think they gave him 40 years or something, but he ain't doing all of it. You know, so we don't even put that in the universe. You know, he still keep a smile on his face. You know, I still keep in contact with him.
That's
you know,
good.
write him or whatever. You know, so he a real good brother. So yeah.
So what would 2024 Jabriel say to 2020 Jabriel?
Oh man, listen. Listen. I don't even know, man. I know I sit him down and talk to him. Talk to him like, man, it's a better way. You know, it's bigger than off front. Much bigger. You know what I'm saying? Like, we get so caught up into that street, man, and we don't never go outside of it, you know? And I tell them, like, man, listen, it's bigger than that, and you'll learn later, you know? But I'm just happy some people don't live the change. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just so happy I lived the change. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy to see it.
I'm so proud of who you've become. It's a transformation.
Most definitely. Thank you.
And you should be proud. So how's the job going now?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Right down the street from my house. You know, get out overtime. Got good benefit. I can't complain. You know, I love it. You know?
So would you say you're living your best life right now?
I want to say my best. You know,
better is coming.
Yeah, most definitely. You know what I'm saying? Everything coming together. You know, don't nothing happen overnight.
Right.
I ain't rushing it. You know, every day it's gonna get better and better. You know, and I know it will. You know what I'm saying? And it's good. You know, I ain't struggling. I ain't looking over my back, over my shoulder. Got my license, so when I drive, I ain't worrying about the police. You know, I'm good. Like, you know, been sold for what 10 years. You know, I'm good.
Look
you know?
at you.
Like, I'm good.
And have no desired taste for it. No, nothing.
No, I don't think about it. Matter of fact, you getting out my car if you smell like it. Yeah, you getting out my car. You can't
I
smoke.
know that's right.
You can't smoke in my car.
Wow.
No, you can't smoke in my car. Get out. Most definitely.
That's awesome, Frail. Super proud of you.
Thanks.
Well, thank you for sharing your story with us today.
I appreciate it.
I mean, thank you for going deep and being transparent and being vulnerable. You know, I'm just so proud of who you are and where you are.
Thank you too.
And I know we see these young guys out here now who are, you know, kind of lost. And how do you reach those type of people?
Yeah.
I think you got a great platform right now to inspire these younger brothers with your message, with your story.
Yeah, most definitely. That's definitely in the plan.
Okay,
but
good.
It's just I wanted to get myself all the way together.
Right.
You know, because you can't go out there preaching and you ain't really got yourself all the way. You know, I'm good.
That part.
Now. Yeah, I'm good. You get what I'm saying? I ain't stressing, but I want to be able to actually, you know, when they look at me, be like, oh yeah,
they can see the change. Yeah, they can see it in you.
I can listen to him. You know what I'm saying? So right now, but it's definitely in the plan. Whether it's gonna happen next year or what, no, I don't know when it's gonna happen, but it may happen next week. But whenever I actually feel complete to where I feel like I can preach to somebody else or ask somebody to do this, or I'm definitely, I definitely will do it.
Good for you. Good for you. Jabriel, are you on social media?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, tell us how we can find you.
Braille the God on Facebook.
Braille the God on Facebook.
BRIEL DAGOD.
Okay.
Braille the God. What's that?
All right. Well, we're looking for big things from you.
I got it.
From your story and where you are now. Again, we're super proud of you. Thank you for sharing your story once again. And yeah, you're official tissue boxer now. Okay. Welcome to the family. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Tissue Box podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe, and stay connected. And until next time.